I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
It's all about good morning.
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 How you doing?
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the one, the only, the hot ravioli, El Presidente, Julian Nicholas, and I am here with the wonderful Mr. Nessie.
Good morning, Julian. Happy Wednesday to you.
Thanks.
Looks like it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Not when I walked in. It looked pretty cloudy.
I feel like there's a little gray cloud that follows you around anyway.
Yeah, that is kind of sad when you think about it.
You're like our very own little Eeyore sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you enjoy your 2 half days?
Yeah, for the most part.
What did Julian do in the auditorium yesterday?
Watch King Richard.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was honestly kind of interesting. We weren't able to finish it, sadly, but we watched a good chunk of it.
How long was the movie?
I think it was like 2.5 hours.
Oh, but you went in there the whole time. Then they switch over. You have lunch, and then you go to gym.
Yeah.
What'd you do in gym yesterday?
Same thing. Yeah. Monday, play volleyball.
A little volleyball with your buddies.
Yeah,
Nice. Did you dominate?
pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, my leg is sore.
Oh no! You physically exerted yourself?
Kinda.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently at 55 degrees, but do not worry, do not fret. We'll be at a high of 80 degrees, but it will mostly be sunny
Yes!
all day long.
Yeah, baby!
Yep.
That sounds like a good weather report, my boy.
Yay! I did a good job.
If I had a sticker, I'd give you a sticker.
Yay, stickers.
Anyway, let's do the morning oh no! Well, there we go. Let's do the morning announcements. And you know the first one. Take it away.
Got it. Did you know that after you do this show live each day, we release it as a podcast? You can listen to the Zebra Morning Show on demand wherever you listen to your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Oh, click the link down below. And now the quote of the day with Miss Morano.
Good morning, it's Miss Morano with your quote of the day. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own 2 ears. Laird Hamilton.
Is that supposed to be my brain?
Yes, and big shout out to Miss Morano for all the time she spends coming up, finding the quotes and recording them and sending them. And this month, she let me know that she's theming it around mental health, as May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So all the quotes this month will hopefully be uplifting and help you with whatever mental troubles you might be facing.
Oh, that's nice. Also, who's Laird Hamilton?
He is a surfer.
Oh, nice. Today is National Interpreter Appreciation Day.
I know, you love these really specific ones.
When did I ever say that?
A lot of times you're like, wow, that is oddly specific.
National Skilled Trades Day.
It's also National School Principals Day. Shout out to Mr. Rusnak.
Yay, Rosnack! National Chocolate Parfait Day. I was about to say parfait.
And that would have made me chuckle. Do you like chocolate parfait?
I never tried it.
Do you think you would try something called chocolate parfait?
I mean, I don't like chocolate, so what makes you think I would try that?
What was I thinking? Good morning to Leo in Brazil and your mom.
Hi, Mom. Students, it's never too late to join a club. Here are the clubs meeting today.
You've got the Art Club and the National Art Honor Society from 2:45 to 4 o'clock in A101.
Debate Club from 2:45 to 3:45 in C207.
The Gentlemen's Society Network. Good timing on that one. 245 to 345 in G313.
Italian Club from 245 to 345 in C204.
STEM Club, 245 to 345 in B212.
And Video Club from 245 to 345 in A108.
And of course, your favorite club that you don't go to, the Yoga Club, 245 to 345 in B204 with Miss Moody.
Are we talking about me specifically or everyone else in the general?
You specifically.
Okay, that makes sense.
I know there are students here who do go to Yoga Club.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. That is interesting. I'm not even going to lie to you. Anyway, speaking of something that is interesting, the yearbooks. Order your 2024 yearbooks today, folks. Pre-order them by Friday. In 2 days, folks. May 3rd, 2024. There will be no extra books available by the end of the year, and yearbooks are only $50. So click the cute little dino code right over there.
Did you order your yearbook yet?
Yes, sir.
Very good. How much has senior year cost you? I mean, cost your mom so far?
Cost me a lot of sleepless nights and stress. But mom, enough money. Yeah, I'll admit it. Cost her enough.
We'll talk about the cost of senior year later in the show. All right, the Key Club, they are sponsoring a pet toy making event tomorrow in C205. It's their second annual pet toy making event. Just bring in some old t-shirts and they will supply everything else you need, including a demonstration of how to make the toys. They'll provide some free snacks and there will also be some baked goods available for purchase. I did testing with Miss Andreessen and she's very excited.
Nice. Student Council, get involved, folks. Student Council meets every first and third Thursday of the month. Where and when, you may ask? In B321 from 245 to 345. The Class Council, however, meets every second and fourth Thursday of the month. Visit mbstudentcouncil.com or go to their Instagram at mbhs.stuco.
Want to tell you real quick about peer-to-peer. If you haven't checked it out, you've got to check out peer-to-peer. Your peer leaders are having great conversations among themselves, and I just happen to record them. So check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can also go to zebrapodcastnetwork.com/peer-to-peer.
With the number 2.
Yes.
Sazon Latino.
Sazon Latino podcast hosted by Hispanic Culture Club. So if you guys have free time or, or don't have anything to do, I suggest you take a listen to our podcast, Sazon Latino, where we talk about a range of different things from culture to community to different types of ways to get involved here at the high school. So I would definitely suggest that you give it a listen either on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or the zebrapodcastnetwork.com/Sazon Latino.
Wait, I actually have a question.
Yeah.
So, with Sazon Latino, you played the recorder announcement, but what happened to peer-to-peer and the student council one?
I just didn't feel like playing them.
Anyway, Night of Stars, come out and support your fellow zebras.
Do you want to make your high school
Sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
Night of Stars!
Go ahead.
Are you done?
I guess so.
I don't trust that big hand on that mouse, sir. Night of Stars, come out and support your fellow... Knew it. I called it. I called it. Just come out and support the zebras on the talent show on May 16th at 5 o'clock. There's some drama up here. You can read it.
Seniors, the class of 2024 cordially invites you to your senior prom. It will be a night of enchantment on May 24th, 2024. Prom will take place from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. at the Marigold in Somerset.
You can also read this one.
Prom bids are on sale until tomorrow, May 2nd. The cost is now $90. All your paperwork must be submitted at the time of purchase, and your bids can be purchased in D311 or B313 during advisory, as well as before and after school, cash money only.
You could also read this one. I just don't trust you with that mouse.
Happy birthday to anybody whose birthday it is today. Send us your birthday shout-outs. I'm going to pretend to be you. They're free.
Okay, that was actually spot on. I don't know how you're going to lie.
Yeah, whether it's Kermit the Frog or you. Yeah, I could do voices. Yeah. And if today is your birthday and nobody cared enough about you, happy birthday from me and Julian.
And get new friends.
Yes. Yeah, do the merch.
You sure?
Yeah, do the merch.
All right, just move your hand from the mouse.
I'm clicking other stuff. Go.
Right. ZVN merchandise, folks. You got the morning show, Sazon Latino, and soon, hopefully, peer-to-peer. We got shirts, we got hoodies, we got stickers, we got water bottles, we got mugs, we practically got pants. We got them all. We got them all. We got them all. Scan that cute little dino code if you want to go to our merch store or click the link down below. You want to get your announcement or shout out on the morning show? Well, visit our website, ZebraPodcastNetwork.com. Submit something on a Google form or send us a lovely voicemail. And now, the Zebra Sports Desk.
Good morning, Zebra sports fans. Yesterday, the boys volleyball team defeated Thomas Edison Light Bulb Charter School 2-0. Boys tennis defeated St. Thomas Aquinas 5-0. Yesterday was a great day to be a Zebra.
Nice.
Coming up today, we got baseball at home against Highland Park. And the boys volleyball team will be in action against the Eagles of Edison, 5:30 in the main gym. Today, if you're interested in boys soccer, there's an interest meeting after school at 3 o'clock in D311. Can't make it? See Coach Juba in B321 for more information. Speaking of fall sports, there's an interest meeting for football next Tuesday, May 7th, 2024 at 2:45 in the wrestling room. See Coach Glahusky for more information. That's it for sports.
Go Zebras! Go Zebras indeed.
You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
Well, Mr. Nessie and the audience, today is Wednesday, 7:28 a.m. on May 1st. It is a blue day.
It's gonna be May.
Day.
Yeah, today is also May Day. Let's see. Your dad has arrived into the chat.
Hi, Dad.
Hello, Mr. Nicholas.
That's me.
No,
Oh.
not yet. Leo says he's going to miss all of this when you graduate.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to miss this too.
But hey, you will live on through the Enlightenment podcast.
And AI. Wait a minute. No, that's not AI. That's actually my voice. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, baby!
And I am slightly deaf.
Hey, you are going to live forever.
Yay! I'm immortal.
That's irrelevant. I guess you could say I take pride in being a zebra.
Yeah, I do.
Speaking of pride in being a zebra, we've got a great conversation today. Julian, why don't you set up the conversation that I'm going to click play on?
Well, folks, a couple of days ago, I had an interview with the Gentlemen's Society Network, but I was the interviewee. Oh, wait, no, my bad. I was the interviewer.
Strike that. Reverse it.
Yeah. I had an interview with the Gentlemen's Society Network, but I was the interviewer. I don't know how you want me to go on from this. I just recorded a segment with the Gentlemen's Society Network.
Shut up, Julian.
Fair enough. Hello there, folks. I am here with members of the Gentlemen's Society Network and their leader, Mr. Peters. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good. Doing
yeah,
well.
I'm doing pretty good, Julian.
Fantastic.
Now,
Glad to be here.
oh, I'm glad you're here in the studio, man. Now, tell me, what is Gentlemen's Society Network? What is it all about?
Well, yeah. So, Gentlemen's Society Network, I'd say it's not really like a club. I like to say it's more like a family.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I like to say it's more like something that gives young men like me and Kevin the opportunity to just go volunteer, go to different events, and be able to just network, which is in the name, Gentlemen's Society Network, and being able to just go places, meet new people, meet other people who are in the same standing as us, and being able to just, explore our options when it also comes to just college and like other routes like trade and stuff. So,
All right. What got you two involved in Gentlemen Society Network? Like, did someone tell you to get involved, or did you find it interesting to get involved?
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Peters, I think I was in his office one day and he was like, you should come out to this club I have, Untied Gents. And then I was talking to Edwin about it and he was like, oh yeah, I was in that last year. It was like really cool, you should join. And so I'm in here now and it's nothing but love.
definitely, man, definitely. For me, how I joined, it was actually it was somewhere during May of my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Where I think it was like the last 3 meetings of the year.
He had less hair then too.
I had a lot less hair than I did back then. I was very bald. And basically what happened was my friend Roger, Roger Vasquez, he approached me and was like, yo man, you trying to go on this trip? I get a prize if I get enough people to go. And I was like, yeah man, I'll help you out. Don't worry about it. And I get to miss a day of school and I was like, that's cool. And honestly, I think being introduced to the club by going to that trip, it definitely helped me. Because I don't know if I would have stayed if I just came to the regular meetings at first without knowing like what was to come next. But going to that event, it's called the
Young Men's Conference.
Young Men's
that's held at Middlesex County College. Is that the event you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. And yeah, that event just changed my whole perspective on the whole club because honest, you had people there from South Plainfield, North Brunswick, South Brunswick. You had Raritan Valley guys, a bunch of like, I think about like 20 schools were there.
Yeah,
very fun.
From all over Middlesex County.
It's not just like, oh, we're all like wearing suits and we're all just like there talking about like formal stuff. It's like we genuinely get to just talk with people and like about our problems and about like what's going on at our own school. Since we all don't go to the same school, we get to figure out what's going on at Raritan Valley. How's football going over there? How's your club doing to like help your community over there?
So a sense of camaraderie, if you will.
Yeah, basically like a brotherhood.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned about this whole conference. Can you tell me more like about it? Like what's there and what do they teach at the conference?
Yeah, there's all sorts of entertainment. Forms of entertainment. They have fraternities that will come and step. They have poetry. Different presentations are conducted as well. Yep. There are a lot of breakout sessions for the young men. Ranging from entrepreneurship to what to do. If you're ever stopped by the police while you're driving. How to conduct yourself in public. Dining etiquette. Just a variety of things, dressing for success, life skills. So it's just a lot of activities that are geared to young men and helping them to succeed in life.
Now, Mr. Peters, if you don't mind me asking, did you start this club? And if so, what made you want to start this club?
Yeah, it all started with a veteran teacher years ago, over 10 years ago. Mr. Dunbar challenged myself, Mr. Allen, and Mr. Carter to start something for young men to help them develop positive self-images and to learn more about true manhood and what it means to be a good man. And so the three of us got together and we said, yeah, we really want to do this. And we did a little research and put together a little bit of curriculum and different activities and events. We learned about these different conferences that we could take the young men to. And we all put our little own spin on it as teachers and as school counselors, as with our backgrounds in those areas.
All right. Now, what you mentioned how defining a man, right? What defines a good man?
I'll let the guys answer that. That's something we talk about often.
Well, to me, what I think defines a good man is like, well, we always go back and forth about it sometimes. And it's like, I think we just had a meeting. We had a meeting with those girls last week where we were talking about like toxic relationships and healthy relationships.
Oh.
And I think from that, what I got from that was just like a good man is someone who's like okay with being like the weaker person. You feel me?
Like
they're
holding himself accountable.
Yeah, holding himself accountable, basically. Because like a good man isn't someone who's always gonna be like arrogant, like, oh, I'm stronger than you in this, I'm better than you in that. A good man is someone who's like, oh, you're better than me in that. So it's completely okay because I'm okay with my standing in it.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with how I'm doing in it. As long as it's like, I think over like the course of the past 2 years I've been in this club, and like along with like sports and stuff and like all this other stuff I learned, I think I've learned that like a good man is just someone who wants to like improve every day and beat who they were yesterday. Just be better than who they were yesterday. That's what a true man is to me.
What about you, Kevin?
To me, it's all about character. I like what Edwin said. Being humble, just keeping yourself accountable, and like for your actions, and just yeah.
All right.
We have a display case on the second floor in the C wing.
I saw.
And some of the activities that we've done are there. We've done slide presentations about, the difference between the two: true manhood, false manhood.
Oh yeah.
And the various social norms that are out there. Some people think that being a true man means you need to be aggressive, you need to be abusive, physically, verbally, right? These are some of the images that, many of our students, see on a regular basis, right? And
like it sets up a false dichotomy.
Absolutely, yeah. So we want to paint the picture so that everyone sees that this is the difference. A true manhood protects people. A true man is a man of their word. They're respectful. They develop good character. They have good character, right? Good relationship. They're not perfect, right? None of us are perfect.
Of course.
We all make mistakes. We all, do things that we probably shouldn't do or make decisions that we shouldn't make. But we're striving, as Edwin said, to be the best that we can be. And then as Kevin said, we just want to promote a positive image for the city of New Brunswick as well as New Brunswick High School. And we know that there are, a lot of false images about our school. A lot of people sometimes they say, oh, you work at New Brunswick High School. Ooh, good luck. And I'm like, no. I have some great kids that I work with at New Brunswick High School, some fine young men, So, yeah, that's what we're all about.
Now, for you two gents, give me a sales pitch on like why should young men join this club?
That's really easy. This club, I think it prepares you for life. Like it's recently we just went on a field trip to TCNJ. We got to learn new stuff. We got to like we were exposed to something new. Something that I probably would have never done if I'd never joined this club. I would have never gone. I'm not an avid, so I don't go on field trips to different colleges. Last year, Edwin was talking to me about they taught them how to tie. They taught them life skills. So I think this is really important. I really like this club.
I mean, I'd say like the most important aspect of the club, adding on to like what Kevin said, not only like trying out new things and being exposed to new opportunities, it's also just the networking that's involved. Because there's so many new people that I know. Like I remember like at TCNJ, we were on tour. This guy gave us a tour. He's a senior. He studies engineering. And I'm in contact with him, and he told me, yo, if you ever need any help when you come over to TCNJ, call me up and I'll help you out. And I think that's the greatest aspect. Like Kevin said, it prepares you for life. Because in life, I feel like it's not really about academics. It's not really about like how well you did in school. That's going to determine how successful you are. Because most business people, like if you look at like Elon Musk, for example, common example, he dropped out of school and look how successful he is. The reason why he's successful is because of networking, because of the people he knew. And this is coming from me. I have really good grades. But I don't think those academics are going to like determine how successful I am. It's going to determine who I know, what I know, and how I like use that to my advantage.
I like that. I'm sold. During your time here, what is the most important lesson you've learned in the club.
Yeah. I'd say to like be more cautious with like what I do, what I say. Because like that dictates like the type of person I am. And yeah.
All right, but I think the most important lesson I've learned is just like Kev, just being careful of what image I'm putting out there. Because if I put out the wrong image, people are gonna think of me as that image. For example, like using New Brunswick High School as a whole, like the image that most people see here from South Brunswick, like how I've networked with people from South Brunswick, they ask me, so how are the fights over there, man? They ask me that. Oh, how are do people actually like you do that stuff in the bathroom? And it's like, and I don't feel like completely offended by that question because I know like people assume it's rumors, but I think the greatest lesson I learned was just like the image I put out there is definitely important. I don't want to put out a false image either. I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm all goody two shoes either. Like not that either. I want to put an image out there that I'm proud of and be prideful in what I have.
Like an honest image of yourself.
Honest image, yeah.
All right. And for you, Mr. Peters, the million dollar question. Why is this club or organization important to you?
It's important to me because I feel like, a lot of young men, and I felt this way when I was a young man in high school, we didn't really have a platform or outlet to discuss issues that are relevant to us or specific to us as men. We kept things in, kept a lot of emotions in, and we didn't really talk about stuff. We didn't express love to one another. And that's what I've learned from these young men. To piggyback off of your question for them, I learned from you guys. Its mentorship is vertical and then it's horizontal as well. And so I'm learning how to loosen up, have fun, and be open and be open, a little bit more open-minded, and to be comfortable with sharing certain things because sometimes our conversations do get pretty deep. And the guys get very vulnerable. And that's what's important to me. I want them to have a safe space to come and share what they're feeling, what they're going through, what they're dealing with, whether it be, relationships at home with their parents or relationships among their peers, and a lot of times our young men are suffering in silence. And so they help each other. They help each other, come up with a lot of good solutions and advice for each other. And so that's what's the most important for me. That's what I really get out of it, is seeing these guys, knowing that these guys have a platform, a place to share, a safe space. And the stuff that we talk about is confidential. We do not, breach that confidentiality because we know that it's important to have that trust. During the pandemic, we met virtually. And I really realized at that point how important it was. Because we met weekly, and there were guys, and I think that's when you joined, I think, Edwin. It might have been when you joined, when we were meeting virtually.
No, I think that was more later on.
The year after, probably.
Probably.
All right, so we were meeting virtually, and we were, guys, let's meet for an hour.
Yeah.
And the guys wouldn't get off, and I'm like, I got to go, guys. I got, it's after school hours, right? So I have things to do with my family or whatever the case was, but I realized then how important it was for them, especially during that time, because the guys weren't seeing each other and they weren't interacting. So I would stay on for an extra half hour and would just let them, talk and connect and things like that. And it's so important for men to do that because, like I said, young men, we don't do that often. Young ladies will talk and they'll share, they'll open up. They're pretty easy to do that, but our guys sometimes have a hard time with that. So it's good to have this platform for them.
And you think it's because of that fear of vulnerability, perhaps?
What do you mean by that, vulnerability?
Because the thing is, we as men sometimes are too afraid to really express ourselves and express how we feel because we may...
Judgment.
Yeah, judgment. Thank you. We may perceive that as weakness, so I want to see what you guys would.
Well, we know each other pretty well, so opening up, so in the beginning of this club, we went through some icebreakers and stuff to try to get to know each other, and now it's like it's really like Peter said. It's a safe space. We all know each other. We all talk comfortably around each other. Yeah.
I think it's the same thing as Kevin said. For me and Kevin, it's kind of easy because like I've known Kevin from my sophomore year, beginning of my sophomore year. But with the guys that I didn't know going in there, like the senior Brandon, right? My sophomore year.
Yes.
When he was a senior, I barely knew the guy. I would see him in the hallway from time to time, but I barely knew him, and I'd be scared to walk up to him even in the hallways after like off club hours because it was just like, oh, he's so intimidating to me. But after being in the club for like a few more months, it really just it opened my eyes to like, dang, this guy, he's a really cool person. And I think that's what most of us men have. That's the problem. We don't want to open up to people because we're afraid we're going to be viewed as something lesser, and we're going to be viewed as something that's not a true man in many people's eyes. But really, at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of dudes who want to hang out and have friends, man. That's what it is at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you have your brother to your left, you have your brother to your right, and you have your father up somewhere, man. So it's just about building that brotherhood. Being able to be vulnerable with someone who's also a male is very important because a male can understand how you're feeling because they've been through the same stuff you've been. So yeah.
And I guess my final question for all of you is, what is a quote or something you would tell yourself when you were younger?
I'm going through like the movie catalog of quotes right now. You gotta give me some.
like not from like a specific celebrity or anything or a movie. Like, if you had to see your younger self, what would you say to him? Especially with the knowledge of being in this club and everything that you've went through in your life.
I think I'd tell my younger self to be more confident. I learned that at the conference again when I saw a motivational speaker during one of the workshops, and he said something that really stuck to me. And he said, "Act like you've been there before," and that stuck with me. It's like, and after the conference, I had to think really hard what that really meant. And I think what that really meant was just like when he said, "Act like you've been there before," it's just be confident in what you're doing. Act like you've done it 1,000 times over and over, even if it's your first time doing it. Because if people it's again putting that image out. If you act like you've been there before, people, they'll trust you. They'll be there for you.
Kevin?
I'm still thinking about it. As Edwin was talking, I was still thinking about it. Peters,
I can jump in. Yeah,
go ahead.
For me, I think it's the best thing you can make of an enemy is a friend. And I believe that was King. That was the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And I think the reason why that resonates with me is because, when I was younger, and it still happens a little bit now, sometimes you feel like you're not vibing with a person, right? There's no connection, or if someone, does something that you don't like, right? You might look at them like, okay, I'm going to cut them off, right? There's no need for me to develop a connection with this person or a relationship with this person, right? But get to know them. Take the time to get to know them and build that connection. And then that person who you perceive as an enemy can now become a friend. And that has happened to me so many times. Yeah, that has happened to me many times. And experience has taught me that. And so, that's something I would definitely tell my younger self. Try to be a little bit more open-minded and not, cut people off once they, cross you or do something that you don't like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Peters kind of just stole it from me, I guess. I was gonna say try to be more open-minded, but Peters literally just said it. So, when I was a kid, I wish somebody told me to like be more open-minded, especially like, cause growing up I was like a bigger kid, and I don't know, I just like didn't like really think about what other people like felt as I was like growing up, and I was like saying different things, but I just wish somebody would have told me to be more open-minded, especially towards other people. And yeah.
That's interesting because I see you as being open-minded now.
Yeah.
Like you're always welcoming to the new guys that come to the group. So So that's good. It seems like that it's working for you. I can see that. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for this interview. You guys were phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Julian.
us.
No problem.
Julian. Yeah.
Okay.
That's mentorship in action right there.
Is it recording? Oh, it's a recording. All right. So before we say goodbye and end it all, I have a question for you. Where can our listeners, especially our gentlemen, find you guys? Like, where do you guys meet? When do you guys meet?
So I would say the easiest way to come in contact with us is the Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
It is NB_gents_. I'm pretty sure. I forget the handle sometimes, but just look up Gentleman Society, and it'll show up. That's probably the easiest way. I sometimes make posts on there about when we're gonna have meetings or not. But if I don't, just send me a DM. I run the IG, so just send a DM. I'll respond to you as soon as I can, and I'll let you know when. But usually we have meetings twice a month, right?
Yes.
Usually on Tuesdays, right after school, from 2:45 to 4, right? To 4 o'clock. So you'll be able to catch that
3:45, 4.
3:45, 4. So you'll be able to catch that 4 o'clock bus if you do come. If you're an athlete, it sometimes depends. Just like me, I have to leave a bit early, but you'll still get benefits because we usually work quick through our meetings. The second best way I would say you could come in contact with the guys is
What room are we in?
See us.
Yeah.
What room are we in?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're
oh,
G313, I'm pretty sure.
G313.
Carter's room.
Yeah.
G-Pod, 3rd floor, usually where all the bio classes are. Just show up, honestly.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest way. Just show up. It's after school. We usually have snacks. Mr. Peters usually brings snacks. It's all of us. We're in there. It's Edwin, Cedillo, and Camercado. You can just talk to us in the hallways if you have any questions. And yeah.
Yeah, and I was about to say, you could also go to the counselor's office if you really want to do that, and just go to Peters and ask him if you do have any more questions. You could go there, ask him, or once again just send a
See
DM.
Mr. Carter as well.
Yeah, Mr. Carter as well. Shout out to Mr. Carter. We didn't mention him at all today, but he's there too.
And then we have a space on the bulletin board for the clubs, and is that on the? I think that's on the second floor. I'm not sure.
Second floor by like the main
bulletin
stairway.
board with all the clubs are listed. We have a flyer there.
Yeah.
With our Google Classroom.
Great.
Our Google Classroom code is on there as well.
Well, that's fantastic. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Gentleman Society Network for contributing that lovely, lovely interview.
Make sure you check out the Gentleman Society Network. It might be a great club for you.
See you later, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show. Please tell a friend to help spread the word. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, and Threads at Zebra Podcast Net. Visit our website at zebrapodcastnetwork.com where you can learn about joining us. And don't forget to send us your announcements and shout-outs. Have a great day, Zebra Nation.
See you later, ladies. Bye-bye.